Hello. Um, I haven't done any videos in a while. Got some pretty decent feedback from everyone that watched my previous videos. Tell according to the title of the video, I'm gonna go in depth uh, regarding building settlements and maximize your settlement potential without having to use a single cap. That's right. I'm going to show you how you can build a settlement without using a single cap. Everything that I'm gonna build a settlement with is going to use resources that I find, or it's going to incorporate um, the perks that I choose. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get rid of a lot of stuff that I picked up through my exploration. So if you guys can bear with me and let me do this really quick, I'll be done shortly. So with this video, you're gonna basically see how I go about pretty much just as I describe it, building a settlement with no cap spent and utilizing every single aspect of a settlement for the benefit of building the type of community that I want to have. Every community is going to be different. Every community is going to be built different. How you choose to build is completely up to you, but if you look at my videos, they're going to describe how to make an effective settlement without having to basically strain your resources. So let's take a look at a settlement that we can build up. What I actually would like to do is show you guys a settlement that I just unlocked through the story that I've built up, and I'm going to show you a settlement with just some simple ideas to create an effectively ran settlement that you pretty much only need to have a few people there, give them the necessary resources based off of the amount of people you have there. This settlement, I do not have a radio beacon. I actually put these people here myself. So let's do this. I'm gonna go through. I'm holding my head down because I don't want to spoil the walkthrough. So I'm gonna go to the front gate, and I'm going to close the front gate so you guys can see the outside. So let's say it's a beautiful day outside, and we're coming across this settlement, and this is really okay. So just that's why I don't like companions. Okay, so here's the Kingston Lighthouse settlement. Okay, and I'm glad we're here during the daytime so you can see the aesthetics during the day and basically how I have it set up. And obviously, you know what this is right here, because we don't want cows running through our settlement. Really, I'm trying to show something here. Have a little respect. Okay, so you can see we have the concrete foundations, and obviously, a little gap here, but I highly doubt somebody's going to want to dig under a solid brick slab, so that's the least of my concerns. I have absolutely but anyway, seriously dude, I'm trying to show something here. But you could see here, you could easily walk up to the wall, but you can't actually go over the wall. But if you look all the way around, there's like a rocky cliff area here, and you can see that the brick is perfectly infused into the rock foundation that's already here. And I have the brick slabs going all the way around as far as I can go with it. You can see part of my defense system right here. There's an opening right here, and I actually did this on purpose. I actually have this open on purpose because if anybody is crazy enough to crawl through here, then basically they're going to trip that laser wire and run into some very nasty defenses. I'm not going to go that way because I don't want to spoil it too much. But this is the outside of the settlement, and obviously from this point you can see that nobody can actually get up there because it's covered by a concrete wall which has railings to prevent anybody from trying to climb up. Okay, that one's already done. Okay, so we're gonna go in here now. Alright, Curie, come on. Thank you. Okay, so this is the inside of the gate, and you can see we have a guard tower right here. We have turrets up here, you know, and we have turrets up here guarding the front gate. You can see up here I have a ladder, walk space. You can see I have a guard tower here watching the main road, and you can walk back to the end here. And the reason why I want to show this is because I want to give a good example of how you can create an interactive settlement. You can see here I have another guard tower, and it's high up so it can pretty much see everything out here to the main road. Now for some that may not know what or how the guard towers work, one settler in your community can man up to 3 guard towers. So rather than having one person at each guard tower, I have strategically placed only 2 guards. Well, actually 3 because of the amount of people that I have at this community. But I have 3 guards, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's one in the back of the community. I'll show that shortly. But basically 1, 2, 3, I have 3 people that are manning the guard towers. And I'll get to what this structure is up here in just a second, but just to give you guys, you know, a visualization of a community that most people probably wouldn't spend the time to create. So I've done something really cool with this community. Let's close that gate there. Okay. So this community is protected all the way around with concrete structures, and I can pretty much walk. Well, could almost walk all the way around. Well, if we can't go under and we can't go over, then we'll just go down. So as you can see here, I have a few scrap stations, and if you don't know what the scrap stations are, they're basically resource generators. So if you put a settler, if you assign a settler to each one of these, you can generate resources at a really good rate. So these are very important to have in your communities, and when you first start off, in Fallout. You definitely want to create these. It takes very little resource to make them, and if you assign somebody to them, the minute you make them, they'll start generating resources for you. Okay, I have a generator here which powers everything in this vicinity. I have a power pylon here in case I wanted to run other electrical components of any type. And a cook station here, you know, in case somebody wants to get on there and do a little something. Um, and you can see that I have a power conduit here, which basically connects to other sources. Rocket launcher there, machine gun turret there. Some people ask me, you know, why do you have a machine gun turret if you have a missile launcher? It's because they have different effects when it comes to dealing with the enemy. A rocket launcher takes a minute before it can fire the next rocket, and a machine gun turret can pretty much fire instantaneously and fire continuously. So they complement each other, and they're the only defenses that I need for that particular area. This is just backup in case someone were to slip through this little opening here, which again, like I said, I have set up like that on purpose. And you can see that I have a little platform here with the generator, and I have a wall protecting that generator. And there's another scavenger station here. I have 3 of these total in the community, but I only have 2 being used at one time. And if you're just joining, I'm pointing out that when you first start off playing Mass Effect, Jesus Christ, I meant Fallout 4. Fallout 4 for the first time. What you would like to do is create these right here. Create these scavenger stations. These are important to generate when you first start playing Fallout. If you've been playing Fallout for a while, but you've never thought about putting these in your community, these are absolutely critical. Because if you don't have the necessary perks that allows you to generate resources instantaneously, these are what you want to have in your communities, because they will generate resources for you. They won't do it by themselves, so you definitely have to assign people to them. If there's anything in a community that you definitely want to assign people to, these are the scavenger stations, because in the beginning and from level 1 up to say level 25, you really want to have these, and you want to make sure somebody is attached to them at all times, because these things will generate the resources you need to build, you know, all of the things that you're going to put in your settlement. So like the brick slabs here, you know, the foundations and the wooden prefab structures, you know, all of this stuff is going to take resources. Anything that uses power, you know, the walls, the conduit lines, you know, all that stuff requires resources. So these are very important to use. And you can see that I have Curie here working on a scavenger station. So what she's doing is basically generating resources. So every time you see a settler with a blowtorch and they're at the scavenging station, they're generating resources every time you see that blowtorch. So you definitely want to get somebody on that ASAP. Good question, Brian. Basically, the resources to build structures. It doesn't generate like it doesn't generate the components to build, you know, the motorized electronics, anything like that. But like these structures right here, furniture, you know, those type of resources, the resources that make these platforms, the walls, doors, these fences right here, stuff like that. That's what the scavenger stations do. They create those resources. For the electronic resources, the one thing that you want to invest into to generate those resources limitlessly is the the Scrounger perk, and I'm going to show you what perk that is. Let me pull it up. So you have the scavenging stations, which generate the building resources. And if you want to build your electronic components, such as the lights and the laser tripwires and the flamethrowers and the rocket launchers, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to invest into key perks. And the perks that you want to invest into are the scrapper perk, this one right here. So if you want to take a screenshot of this, or if you just want to keep an eye on this perk, if you don't already have it, it only requires 2 levels. But if you're starting out if you're starting out Fallout 4 for the first time, or if you're at a midway point and you want to be able to generate, those hard to find, hard to locate resources, especially the ones to create the rocket launcher and the heavy defensive turrets, you want to invest into the scrapper perk. This perk is absolutely critical through every stage of the game. So if you invest into this perk right here, like I said, it's only 2 levels, and the first level allows you to create screws, aluminum, and copper. Starting out, these are very important because you need copper. You need copper to create the power lines. You need copper to basically create any electronic component. And obviously, you know what you need the aluminum and the screws for, for your weapons and power armor and all that good stuff. The second part of this perk is for your more harder to find materials, like your nuclear material, your circuitry, your fiber optics. You get all of these items from like laser weapons, just your basic weapons, and I'll give you an example of how you can get those items. So let's just say that I'm starting out for the first time and I want to generate resources to start building right away. So you can see this settler right here is working on a resource station, and if I go here to the workbench and I look into my junk, with the exception of stuff like the Abraxo cleaner, but like the asbestos, the ceramic, the cloth, I'd say the glass and fiberglass, those items, your community is generating that through the scavenging station. So that's how you're getting the resources to build, your furniture and, all the stuff like that. For your more intricate materials like nuclear material, fiber optics, and things like that, you're going to want to scrap some of those weapons that you have. So I'm going to show you, that's the armor bench. Where is the... oh, right here in front of me. So if you go here and you look at the weapons that I have, let me go to the weapons. Okay, so we have a laser rifle right here. I'm going to take one of these laser rifles. Let's see what else we have. Night vision, powerful pipe. Okay, I'm gonna take this one. Let's see, short automatic pipe rifle. I'm gonna take one of these, and I'm trying to find a more intricate weapon. Short laser musket. Let's see, short laser rifle. Suppressed calibrated powerful pistol. Okay, so let's take this one. Okay, so now what you do to generate, let me show you again. If you go to the scrapper perk, right here, the first level of this perk, you want to generate screws, aluminum, and copper. Copper is the most important aspect of resources that you want to find, because you can't go out and find things that has a lot of copper in the beginning. You want to be able to generate that copper as soon as you start playing this game. So invest into this perk quick and soon. And when you get the opportunity, when you hit level 23, I know there's other perks you want to invest into, but this perk is going to be your best friend when it comes to the electronics resources. So invest into the scrapper perk early on. I can't stress enough, that is absolutely important to anyone starting out. Even if you're at a midway point in the game, invest heavily into the scrapper perk. Okay, so I went into my workbench and I took out some weapons that I'm going to scrap to show you guys how that perk works. So you go in here and we're going to start with the laser rifle. So let me exit out of here and let's go, let's see, let's go to the workbench first, so you guys can see that I don't have to do that. Let's go here to my inventory. Oops. Okay, and let's go to junk. Okay, you can see that I don't have anything in my junk at all. This is my own personal character. This is not a workbench. You can see there's nothing in my junk whatsoever. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate those rare resources that it's going to take to build your electronic defenses and, you know, other electronic components. So we're going to go into scrap and we're going to start with the laser rifle. This is where you're going to get those hard to find resources that you basically can't find anywhere else. And if you purchase them from someone, that kind of defeats the purpose of picking the scrapper perk. So if you're watching this video, I'm showing you how to create resources without having to ever spend one single cap on any resources. If you follow my advice and you pick the scrapper perk at the very beginning of your playthrough, or if you haven't already picked it, pick it now if you have the leveling and the cap and the points to do so. Invest into it. It's going to help you out. It's going to make your life so much easier. So anyway, without further ado, I just showed about 2 minutes ago my personal junk, and it didn't have anything in it. So I'm going to generate resources to put into my junk, which I'm then going to put in my workbench. So without further ado, I'm going to scrap this. And you can see it's giving me plastic, screws, and circuitry. The more intricate the weapon, the more resources you're going to get back. Now, here's another interesting weapon right here. Now, you say this is just a pipe weapon. It's not going to have a lot of resources. I beg to differ. And if you pay attention to this video, I'm getting ready to scrap this weapon. Pay very close attention to the resources that I'm going to get back from it. So you can see the items that I'm going to get from scrapping this weapon. I'm getting 4 screws, 2 aluminum, 2 copper, 2 rubber, and 2 steel. Now, starting off, steel is not hard. It's hard to come by, and it's expensive to try to buy it. So you want to eliminate having to buy any resources. If you get nothing from my videos but how not to spend caps, this is how you're going to do it. Invest into the scrapper perk and you will never have to buy a single resource. So you can see from this weapon what I'm getting from it. So we scrap that. I'm going to scrap this. And here you see again, I'm getting copper. I'm also getting more screws and more steel. So we'll scrap that. I'm going to scrap this weapon as well. Now, it's a hand pistol. Now, you wouldn't expect to get so many resources from the hand pistol, but look at what I'm getting. Screws, gears, aluminum, wood, steel, and plastic. All resources that I do not have to go looking for. Okay? So that's all of the, that's, let me see. What is this? Okay. That's all of the resources. And you can do the same thing with gear, like armor and stuff like that. I'll show you that. So let's exit out of here, junk, and show you guys all of the resources that I generated. So if you look right here, I have 4 aluminum, 1 circuit, 3 copper, gears, plastic, rubber, screws, steel, and wood, all from scrapping 3 weapons. Now, I highly recommend that when you guys kill enemies, keep everything that you see on them. Everything, weapons, gear. It doesn't matter how cheap it is. It doesn't matter how low budget it is. Keep it, because everything is a resource. If you've invested into the strong back perk and you can travel while over encumbered, then you're doing yourself a service. Okay, I can't stress it enough, man. Starting off, the scrapper perk is your best friend. Now, I know you guys may want to build stores right away, but you can't build a store without resources. You can't do anything without resources. So if you don't take anything of interest from this video, at least you can take away that you learned something that you probably didn't know. And I've learned this through countless hours of practice and constantly changing my characters and restarting the game. So all of the headache that went into me learning these different processes, I'm relaying this information to you guys. So if you watch this video, just say, you know what, I'd never heard about this before, I didn't know that, so let me try it and see, and if it works, then you benefit from it. If it's not your cup of tea, then it may be useful to somebody who may not understand how Fallout works. So it's not going to be for everybody, but it's for those of you that really want to take settlement building serious, and you want to be able to generate resources without having to spend any caps. I have not spent one single cap in this playthrough, not one single cap, but every one of my communities that has a store has an ungodly amount of resources and caps, so I don't have to spend caps on anything. So without further ado, you guys can see, from my junk, all of the materials that I just got from scrapping 3 weapons. So if you learn anything from my videos, you're going to learn how to be very smart with your resources. So I'm going to go into my workbench and I'm going to put those resources away. So let's go ahead and dump this off. I'm going to finish showing the rest of this community. So this is the place where everybody comes to hang out. Excuse me, I don't mean to get in your way. So it's just the basics here: simple table, chair, TV, couch, safe with some stuff in it. And I got my little cabinets here for the basic stuff. Like if I have somebody come to this community, I have a weapons cabinet, a gear. We're being attacked. We're being attacked. Let's see what's going on. Who the hell are you guys shooting at? Ah, okay. Ah, so you want to hide. Yep, come on. Come on. You want to hide there, huh? Ah, yeah, come on. Come on. Let my community members light you up. Yep. You guys are watching my defenses in person.
What's so important?
What the hell? Okay. Yep. Okay, so our community just got attacked, and with our community members fully geared and fully tactical, we had no problem in pushing whatever enemy this was. I believe it was just blood bugs, but yeah, we were able to repel them. By creating the community the way that I did, I raised the ability for enemies to try to get in here to affect this community. So you could see from the position of the guard towers that they're pretty well located in terms of you know, visual range. So oh wait, what was that? What the hell was that? Okay, never mind. Anyway, so I'm not worried about this community being attacked. If somebody is stupid enough to attack this community, they're gonna be met with an insane amount of resistance. Hey, Sky T, how's it going? Long time no see. How you been? How was your holidays and New Year? Let's see, where am I at here? Sorry, it's been a while since I did a video. You know, with the holidays and everything, spending time with family, family visiting and stuff. So, you know, I had to spend time with the family, but I'm getting back to my videos and hopefully, you know, making some constructive and, you know, usable videos. So back down, did I put my resources up? Yeah, I did. Okay. So back to this community. So this is a lighthouse. There's also a boathouse. The greatest advantage to this community is its resources, natural resources, I should say. Very good, Sky T. Happy New Year to you, and you know, happy holidays. Even though I didn't get to talk to you beforehand. So the natural resources that this community has, the unlimited amount of water, and you can see that I have a large industrial water purifier right there, and you can see the power line running to this building. Okay, let's go take a look at that building, because obviously that water purifier requires a great deal of power. Okay, so this is the ingenious way that I've created power sources. So you can see how I have the power supply set up. I have a machine gun turret here, and everything is running to this building. So if we go here and we look inside, let me close the door here. I'm at 75%. I've got all of the hard to get trophies out of the way. The only thing that I have to complete now, Sky T, is a few more of the story settings, and once I do that, I'll complete the game 100%. But no, to answer your question, I haven't completed the game yet because I've been getting a lot of requests to do more settlement videos to explain how to make really good settlements and how you can create settlements without having to spend caps on any resources. So I've been doing a lot of those, and I'm still getting requests to do more settlement videos. Apparently my videos offer some great insight for a few people, so I've just been doing that, and I don't mind doing it because, you know, I don't want people to experience the same um, annoyance that I have in doing, you know, my walkthroughs. So that's what I'm doing now. Just, you know, doing the hard legwork for anyone else that may be intimidated to try to complete it. Okay. So here, anyone watching the video, you can see we have 3 large generators, and they're all specifically placed in here so that it allows me to walk from the front to the back without any restrictions, and I can even walk out the back door. Okay, what the hell is that? What in the hell? Anyway, yes, I'm actually wearing ballistic armor right now, Skydie, and I'm gonna show it to you. If you look at what I'm wearing now, my character has on ballistic coated armor. It's gonna come up shortly. I'm gonna leave it on my character. I know there's a delay in what I say and what you see, or what you see in the video. So if you look at my character, he's actually wearing ballistic coated armor, and I have not changed this armor once I started using ballistic armor. Thanks, man, I appreciate it. So if you look at my guy, if you look at what he's wearing, all of his armor is shadow cloak armor, and he has the ability to become invisible with the type of armor that he has on. And I love the armor that he has on because it adds a great deal of defensive resistance to my character's armor. Let's see, where is my ladder? Okay, let me make a ladder here. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so here's a really good advantage point to show you this community from a whole. So the evening is winding down, and I wanted to start to get dark so I can show how I have this community set up. So if you look at what I'm showing you now, every access point to this community is blocked off. So anyone that really wants to try to get into this community to try to damage it in any way is basically going to be met with some type of resistance. So every point of access is either guarded or there's something stopping you from getting into this community. So if you look at this community from a whole, there's absolutely no point in this community that you can get into and, you know, disrupt it in any way. And if you look over here at this boat, I'm pointing at a boat right now, and the video is going to catch up shortly, but if you look at this boat, I have a missile launcher sitting on the boat. Now with that missile launcher right there, it has range, it has power, and it has unlimited usage. So it's gonna do damage, and I'm not worried about anybody trying to get into this community because they're gonna get met with an unbelievable amount of force. So there's not a whole lot that's done with this community in terms of building. Any one of my communities, if you've ever watched any of my previous videos and you looked at every community that I've ever shown, None of them are overly elaborate. There's no extremely large structures. My videos are designed to show you how to maximize your settlements with as little resources as possible. Um, Settlements that have natural resources like a large body of water, or that has plantable land for food, these are the type of settlements that you definitely want to protect. So if you look at how I have this community set up for anyone that may be watching now, I'm showing you the viewpoint from the top of the boathouse at the Kingston Lighthouse. This is the Kingston Lighthouse community. So if you look, starting with this boat here, there's a missile launcher on that boat, protection for the backside of this community. And if you look at the rear of the boathouse, there's a machine turret which guards the backside of the community. And let me move this ladder. Store. And if we go into the lighthouse, I'm sorry, not the lighthouse. If we go into the boathouse, you can see that I have 3 well-placed large generators. Yes, I have, SkyT. I have heard of Team Fortress 2. I'm actually considering getting it. Not exactly sure yet because I've never played the first one, but I am considering getting Team Fortress 2. Okay. So that's what I've effectively done with the lighthouse, is put the 3 large generators in there, and that's to protect them from outside damage from an enemy trying to get to them. There's a shotgun turret to guard the front entrance, and if you come to the rear, there's a machine turret to cover the access point from the backside. So you can see how the power is carefully distributed to all access point. Now if you follow this line all the way to the lighthouse, you can see that I have a conduit up here, and then that conduit runs to a power pylon. And if we go up here, that power pylon connects to another power pylon, which is basically the central point to all of the power distribution into the community. No, Skydee, I don't have Steam as of yet. I haven't I just haven't had the time to really invest into any other gaming stream service as of lately, because obviously, you know, with the videos that I'm doing on the PS4, you know, I have, believe it or not, Skydee, between my PS4 and PS3, I have over 800 games, either physical copy or digital download. I have quite a bit of a backlog of games between both systems. I also have the Vita, I have the Wii U, the Wii, and my next purchase is going to be an Xbox One. You know, so I basically have all of the game systems. So the Steam is probably going to be one of the last purchases that I make. But I probably am more likely going to invest into it. Just not as of yet. So if you look here at this pylon here, it's the central hub to all power distribution. So we have power coming from the pylon over here that connected everything to the back of this community, and then we have a pylon connected here. And it's interesting the way that I've connected this. If you look I have power going all the way to the top of this tower, and you can see it right here. You can see the light way up there at the very top, and we'll take a walk up there. So down here at the bottom we have the workbench, tool chests, all that good stuff, and we definitely have defenses here in case somebody wanted to be retarded. So if you see here, we have power zigzagging all the way to the top of this community. So we have beds here. You can see here we have another bed with a light over it, and if we go higher, we have another bed with a foot locker, and as we go even higher, we have another bed with some lights, and if we go around here, you can see that we have a generator that is running all the power down there, and it's kind of dark up here, so I'm gonna put a light. I'm gonna put a light out here. Let's see, about there should be good. There we go. So now we got light out here. So we have a little small generator there. That's just to run the light, the power to the inside of the tower, and I can put lights all the way around here if I choose to, but I don't want to do too much. So you can see the power lines running all the way down, so anyone want to sleep in one of these beds, they're more than welcome to. So I utilized every single space in this community, and that's what we got going on here. And if we go back over here, you can see the garden, which I'm growing nothing but mud fruit here, so there's plenty here that I don't have to worry about food. It's more than enough for the people that I have here, and I have a large amount of water, which is also not a problem. So if we go down here, you can see my work area here. So if we come in here, we have our chem station. We have our, I guess you could say, weapons bench. We have all of our weapons and stuff here. And then we have our power station with our power armor. We have a storage trunk to put excess weapons. Tool chest there, put tools, armor bench. Basically set up, you know, it's conveniently set up to have everything that I need in one place. Let's see here. That's basically it. And who is this? Okay, that's security. Okay, soda machine, ice machine, all that good stuff. Security turrets up the a-hole. Another guard tower right here, which my guards can actually access. So that's basically it, guys. That's pretty much what you want to do in terms of setting up a community. This community is well guarded. Every access point is well guarded, and if anyone chooses to go through the front gate, they'll be met with an extreme amount of resistance. So every one of my communities are capable of being ran in a self-sufficient manner. So everyone here has a job, everyone here has something to do. So I don't have to overly state or I don't have to have a constant presence here. And this is how I want all of my communities to be ran. So I don't need to do anything here. And then if we come in here and we actually step into my office, and yes, this is my office. Okay, and somebody's been reading my magazines. So if we come over here, all of my electronic defenses are connected to one central terminal. So if I go to my optical defenses, I can set all of my optical defenses to target hostiles, which is what I'm doing now. And there's a lot of confusion because I've had people ask me this. Well, how exactly do you set up the terminal? How exactly does that work? It's very simple. If you step out here and you look at all of my defenses, okay, from the tripwire to the flamethrower to the missile launcher up top there, the spotlight, they're all going to one central point. And if you just follow the power lines, there's another point right there. And if you follow that line to that main point, it goes here. Now, there's another line that goes from here in towards the house, right there. Now, if you follow the lines all the way around, everything runs to one central point. Everything all the way from the lighthouse all the way up to the main part of the community house. Everything runs to one central point, and it runs down to this terminal. And from this terminal, I can arm all of my defenses. I can switch on all of my lights, and I don't have to worry about this community being attacked whatsoever, because everything is set in case someone did try to attack. So this community is set to run very effective. So being here or having to babysit communities is not something you guys have to worry about. If you find yourself going back and forth to communities, having to constantly keep tabs on them, then something is not being done right. And hopefully what you get from these videos is how to effectively control, maintain, and keep your settlements happy. If you look at the happiness rating in this community, oops, no, don't want to do that, sorry. If you look at my community's stats, we have 8 people, 24 food, 40 water, 41 power, 130 defenses. We have 10 beds, and our happiness is at 79, and it's steadily climbing. And we still have space to build more stuff here, but I don't want to reach my build limit, and I don't want to overly accessorize the community. So it has just enough resources here. It has just enough stuff that you need to have a community run effectively. So that's the basics of the community. To be able to do this and do it effectively, it goes back to your resources. And having the scavenger station is absolutely paramount in the beginning, because as you get towards the later part of the game, every community should have one of these. Make sure all of your communities have one, and it doesn't take a lot of resources in the beginning of the game to put these in your communities. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you want to invest into perks, and that's also part of this video. Perk choices and perk consequences. Yes, there are consequences to picking certain perks over others. Some of you guys may be heavy melee people, some may be gun nuts, and those perks are fine and dandy and everything, but there's certain perks you want to invest to early on in the game. So your scrapper perk should be your first and foremost perk to invest into. After you've invested fully into the scrapper perk, your next perk to invest into is the strong back perk. Um, it's going to take 4 levels, and the final level is level 30. So if you're already level 30 and you have, say, a few points to spend, if you haven't started investing into the strong back perk, I would highly recommend you do so. The first level of this perk gives you plus 25 carry weight. The next one gives you plus 50. Now, this perk from this point, when you pick level 3, it starts getting very interesting. Now, when you're over encumbered, it will use your action points to allow you to be able to run or sprint. But once you use up your action points, it has to refill before you can use it again. So you want to be careful until you get to the last level. The last level is the best level of all. When over encumbered, you can fast travel. Okay? So you can carry an insanely amount of resources and don't have to worry about having to walk slow back to your settlement. You can basically just fast travel to any one of your settlements. So this perk and the scrapper perk are the two perks that you want to start investing into early on in the game. So when you reach level 20 and level 30, you want to put those points into these perks. So scrapper and strong back perk are your two most important perks to invest into early on in the game. Um, and we're gonna get to the settlement perks, but these are your main perks because you want to be able to, through your exploration, you want to be able to pick up as much stuff as you can carry and be able to travel back without having to worry about being over encumbered. So invest into those two perks early on. Now, the other issue that a lot of people have is ammunition. Okay, so there's an easy fix for that. If you look up here and follow me here, this is the Scrounger perk. The Scrounger perk is important because it allows you each level to find more and more ammo. Each time you invest into this perk, you find more harder to find ammo, such as, rocket shells, um, fusion cells, plasma rounds. So invest into this perk, because in the beginning it's hard to find ammo and your ammo runs out quick. So invest into the Scrounger perk. Each time you invest into the Scrounger perk, you get more and more ammo each time. So this is real key to invest into. Um, and if you want to get into the modding of your weapons, the gun nut perk and the science perk are the two main perks you want to invest into in order to get into the whole weapon modding thing. Okay, you will have to invest into the blacksmith perk in order to mod melee weapons. And of course, the armorer perk is what you're going to need for your power armor. If you're a power armor buff, you definitely want to go for this one um, after the scrapper and strong back perk. So, these are completely at your discretion. If you want to pick these perks, you can. If you don't, it's completely up to you. But if you want a very easy and comfortable playthrough, the perks that I recommended first are the perks you want to invest into first. So, um, you know, that's all the advice that I can give about those perks. In terms of the shops, the two perks you want to invest into is the local leader and the cap collector perk. The local leader is obviously important because the first level of that perk allows you to establish supply lines between your workshop settlements, and the second part of that perk allows you to build your workstations, your stores. I'm sorry. And the cap collector perk, basically, through all of its levels, the first two levels, it allows you to basically have better buying and selling power, either with outside vendors or with your own shop vendors. Hopefully, if you invested into the local leader perk completely and you got the cap collector perk, you will never have to invest into an outside source. You can spend all of your caps within your community, get all the good prices, and you never have to worry about spending your own money. The last level of the cap collector perk is the cap investor. I don't know why they call it cap collector. It should just be called cap investor. But with the last level of this perk, you can invest $500 into a shop. Now you only need to invest 500 in each type of shop once, and then every shop you create thereafter is going to have that 500 cap increase already in its inventory. And what that basically means is, if you open up a shop, and let's say you open up the Emporiums, which is the biggest shop of all, if the person you have running that shop only has 200 caps to their name, and you have a lot of stuff you want to sell and get as many caps as you can, then what you do is you invest $500 or 500 caps into that shop, and it increases what they can buy from you and what they can sell to you. So if you have, say, 1,000 caps worth of stuff to sell, if your shop has 1,000 caps that you can make off of them, then you can sell that 1,000 caps worth of stuff and get that money back from them. And the beautiful thing is that if you basically clean them out, take all of their money, within 24 hours, that money reappears back in their inventory. So you're never without money. And if you want to sell stuff and have a buttload of caps, you're going to have that. It's not a problem. But all of this takes time and investment. And the time part, you can actually shave down if you pick the perks that I suggested first and foremost. If you pick them in that order, things get very easy early on, or through midway in the game. So if you're like me and you wanted to create settlements early and you wanted to collect resources early and basically just really get into the whole community thing, then you definitely want to use the perks that I suggested, because they're going to benefit you the most early on or throughout your entire playthrough. It's too many perks to go into just about every single perk that I have picked, but every single perk that you see on my perk chart, I picked for a specific reason because of the type of playthrough that I do. So, if you guys have any comments, questions, shoot me a message. I'm not a hard person to get a hold of, and I will respond to you. Don't hesitate to ask me a question. There's no such thing as a stupid question or silly question. So, if you guys watch this video and you have any other types of questions about what you've seen in the video, definitely don't hesitate to shoot me a message, or leave a comment in the comment box, and I'll check it and see if I can answer you guys' questions. I'm not into this whole video thing to make money. I'm doing it for the joy of playing the game, and if I can help somebody else that's trying to play the game or trying to figure out how this game is played, then that's what I'm hoping my videos do, help you guys. So I'm not in it for the money. I'm a people person. So anybody that wants to contact me and ask me certain questions, obviously you can see from my level, I've spent a great deal of time on this game. I know the Fallout world. I've played every previous Fallout from this point forward, so I have an intricate knowledge of the Fallout universe. And Um, Also, to from me, gather that I've invested heavily into a lot of different perks, and each perk plays a specific role to the way that I play. So, I have a very good, intricate knowledge of how I want to go about playing my type of game. I don't care if anybody takes ideas from what they've seen in my video and creates their communities like that. This is what I'm making the videos for. So if you guys see my video and you got some helpful information, let me know you guys like the video. I don't mind doing more. I don't want to do them just to be doing them. I want them to have a purpose or serve a purpose to anyone that may be thinking about playing Fallout for the first time. You're not going to see a whole lot of generated views. You're not going to see a whole lot of people subscribe to me, because that's not the type of person that I am. If you subscribe to my channel, I definitely appreciate it. I'll continuously make videos, not just for Fallout 4, but Dragon Age, Wolfenstein. I'm a gamer. I play all types of games. If you guys have a suggestion about certain games that you'd like to see videos on, please let me know. Um, but this is a conclusion to this video. I'm going to do another separate video from this that just shows the different types of gameplay and how all of these perks that you see here tie into my gameplay. I have a certain style that I like to use when I'm playing the game, so it ties into my perk choices, and that's the next video that I'm going to do, showing how the perks affect your gameplay. So thank you guys for watching this video. I do appreciate anyone that subscribes to my channel. I don't do videos every day because this is not my focus. I do have a life outside of this, but I will do videos as often as possible. But if I receive suggestions on videos to do, I will most definitely do it. So again, thank you to anyone that may watch the video, that may like the video. If you get any kind of helpful tips from it, just give me a thumbs up. Let me know that the video was cool. If you don't want to take the time to leave a comment, that's fine. I won't get upset. But my videos are designed to help people. Even if you don't want to subscribe, it does not affect me either way. So I'm not desperate for people to subscribe to me, but it does give me incentive to want to keep doing the videos. So that's what I would like the subscriptions for. But in terms of endorsements and stuff like that, just remember the name that you see attached to this video, King Genesis. It will never be a part of any endorsements. I'm not doing this for endorsements. I'm not doing this for a livelihood. I already have a job, so I don't need to make money. This is strictly for fun. So if you like my videos, definitely like it. And like I said, I'll keep doing it as long as people keep finding an interest in it. I'm a gamer, just like anyone that may watch the video. And you see enough videos out there that don't kind of go into detail on how you do certain things in a game. Well, that's where I come in, because I've watched those same videos. So I felt the need to do a video that went into more detail on how certain things played out or how certain things happened in the game. So that's what I do when I do my videos. So again, thank you for anyone that may check out the video, like it or subscribe it, or just thumbs it up. I appreciate it. But I'm gonna cut this video off now because I think I've covered every point. If I didn't, please send me a message. You guys have a good night, good day, and God bless everyone.